thanks to strong macroeconomic fundamentals, to be able to carry out a step as transformational as this reduction in GST. This has been done to a plan. It's not as if it's a overnight decision. Obviously, you will realize that when such a large number of changes are done to rates, rationalization of rates, processes, simplification of procedures, it's a labor of love of many, many months. Officers, groups of ministers from the states, the central government, everybody has worked on this. And I think it's a series of steps being taken to strengthen the economy. You saw the income tax reduction of rates, and increase in slabs without payment of tax. Now up to 12.75 lakhs for a salaried person, and 12 lakhs otherwise also. A person doesn't have to pay any income tax, and that has given a huge relief to the middle class. This step coming so soon thereafter is an icing on the cake. It in a way gives a big boost to consumption demand, coupled with the huge investments the government is doing on infrastructure spending. The two pillars, infrastructure spending and consumption demand, collectively making up the GDP, and with a huge multiplier impact in terms of growing demand leading to higher production, particularly now the demand for Swadeshi goods. India-made goods is also becoming current coin. More and more people are now...
I see you're doing away with Coca-Cola and aerated drinks, you put them at 40%.
Well, I wouldn't like to comment on that, but the idea is to promote domestic goods. And I'm very confident that the cumulative effect of all these transformational initiatives, and many, many more to come, this is just the beginning of the next generation reforms.
Is this going to boost our GDP growth?
Well, GDP growth has consistently been high. We have been able to bring inflation down to 1.55%. It will clearly have a very positive impact on GDP growth. It will clearly help us to sustain the momentum. And over the next few years in the Amrit Kal, our effort to take a $4 trillion economy to a $30 trillion economy by 2047, bring greater prosperity to the last man at the bottom of the pyramid, ensure that 140 crore Indians get a better quality of life. They have ease of living. Their children get high quality healthcare, education, good opportunities in life. This mission that Prime Minister Modi has set out on will get a huge impetus with this reduction and rationalization and reform of GST laws.
This comes obviously at a time when there are those sanctions and tariffs upon India, 50%. The textile sector is one which has been potentially vulnerable in the face of these sanctions. And there are benefits for the textile sector as far as GST is concerned. Was the timing of this in a sense done to help those who might have been impacted?
As I mentioned, this is certainly not something you can do overnight. The tariffs...
But you could announce it this time.
No, we've been working on it for a long time, and periodically it has been publicly known also that this is going to come in. On 15th August, we got a flavor with Prime Minister committing and promising to give a huge Diwali gift. And there you are. He always delivers on his promises. And with Navratri coming up on 22nd, the festive season starting on 22nd September, I think the timing is just right. It's coincidental that we have certain sectors affected by high tariffs from another country, and this will ameliorate their impact quite a bit. For example, textiles is one of the biggest gainers. Footwear and leather is one of the biggest gainers. So our food products, the amount of benefit that farmers and the entire value chain in food products will get is humongous. All of this will lead to greater purchasing power in the hands of the common man. It'll be a big relief to our consumer spending costs, and will help many sections of society to go in for things which they would otherwise not have been able to afford. So whether it's two-wheelers or cars, whether it's white goods like air conditioners and refrigerators, whether it's beauty salon products, cosmetics, or our day-to-day requirements, textiles, footwear, furniture, you paper, you name the product, and there is a benefit accruing. Affordable housing will get a big boost, which means more jobs, more business opportunities, with cement coming down from 28 to 18%. Pharmaceuticals is one of the biggest beneficiaries. Life-saving drugs are down to zero. Many products in the pharma industry, medical devices have been given lower GST rates. So it's a very holistic, well thought out new regime that has been brought in. Certainly cannot be done to time it with a tariff imposed on 20%.
But that said, it does benefit those sectors which are impacted, and so it helps in that sense. Where is the situation with talks on America and trade? And I will not belabor this point because I think GST is the focus.
Talks never happen with the media. But I can tell you the US-India relationship is very consequential. It's a very strong and powerful friendship. We have been allies for far too long. We've had blips. We had the sanctions post the nuclear tests in '98. We overcame that. And I'm very sure that this relationship is very sustaining and long-term and will continue to grow.
And there is no compromise on our autonomy, which in this case is linked to the import of Russian oil.
I think 140 crore Indians know that Prime Minister Narendra Modi stands tall and strong to protect national sovereignty and national interests.
From an economic standpoint, there is a great deal of hypocrisy in what's happening, not just about America, but if you look at Europe. A lot of our refined oil products are going to Europe. They're going to other parts of the world. And yet, China imports more Russian oil than us. And yet, it's India which is being targeted in this manner.
The foreign minister...
Job tougher. I mean, I know what the foreign ministry has said. I can narrate to you the words that they have said.
Foreign ministry is
a huge aspect of our economy.
The foreign minister and the ministry has very categorically brought the facts on the table. And I'm sure once the facts are appreciated, it will have its own resonance on the trade talks also.
Let's get back to GST and the huge announcement yesterday. What I found really interesting is insurance and the fact that the common person who doesn't invest in insurance because it might just have been too pricey for him or her is now incentivized to do that. And that saves lives ultimately. I mean, that's what it all boils down to. How is this a critical part of the GST reform?
If you see Prime Minister Modi's track record of 11 years, he has been very focused on social security. You will recall right in the first year he started the Atal Pension Yojana so that the unorganized sector can also buy a pension scheme, and government was contributing a large part to that pension scheme also. He had come out with accident insurance at a very nominal cost so that people get security in case of an unforeseen disaster in the family. He brought in Ayushman Bharat, and then last year he gave it to everybody above the age of 70, irrespective of income. So effectively, we now have over 60 crore people entitled to free healthcare. So giving social security to the common man and ensuring social security for 140 crore Indians has been very high on the agenda of the Honorable Prime Minister. If you recall, one nation, one rank, one pension. Now, that was a demand of the armed forces for decades.
Yes.
But it was Prime Minister Modi in 2014 who actually implemented it and is periodically resetting it so that our armed forces get a respectable pension for their services to the nation. And I can recount so many more steps towards security of the people of India. I think this reduction from 18% to zero on both life and health insurance is an effort to ensure that even the middle class and those who take out mediclaim policies or life insurance policies are not burdened by taxes, but are encouraged to provide for their old age or provide for social security, whether in a health emergency or in an unfortunate tragedy in the family.
The former finance minister, P. Chidambaram, tweeted today, he said, and I quote, "One is left with the thought that these steps are 8 years too late." He says that the design, and I quote, "the design of the GST and the initial rates were wrong, but the government turned a deaf ear." How would you respond?
Well, I think Mr. P. Chidambaram is only reminding the people of India about his own failures when he makes such a tweet. He's reminding the people that from 2004 to 2014, for 10 years, his government miserably failed to introduce the GST,
Yeah.
which was started, by the way, by Mr. Vajpayee.
Yes.
Unfortunately, he didn't win in 2004. Otherwise, GST would have happened many years ago. And throughout the UPA government, we continued to have over 35 different types of taxes, duties, and levies. The cascading effect of these multiple taxes, the humongous paperwork, and the problems business and industry had to go through was terrible. But they could do nothing about it. When they tried to introduce GST, the states demanded protection or some kind of security. Mr. Chidambaram did not offer that, and he failed to introduce GST. Prime Minister Narendra Modi had the confidence in being able to turn around a broken economy which he inherited from the UPA and Congress, so that he could offer 5 years of 14% growth in GST collection. 14% from their then collection in 2017. Every year. So compounding, you can imagine how much it became. Almost doubles in 5 years. But he took that, took that bullet on. His broad shoulders were able to carry the compensation commitment. He made sure every state got compensation. Even during COVID, when revenues were down, he compensated them with a 14% growth. And now that the compensation is getting completed, the loans taken to pay off the COVID period compensation are now getting over. It gave the Honorable Prime Minister elbow room to be able to bring down taxes further. Having said that, I'd like to remind you, Vishnu, right from 1st July 2017, when GST was introduced, from day one, the cumulative impact of GST was less than the pre-2017 tax. And then periodically he's kept reducing these taxes. In 18 alone, he reduced over 100 products GST, sanitary pads and so many others. And this one, of course, is game-changing. This transformational. It'll have a huge impact in the lives of the common man, and it'll take the economy to newer heights.
But there's a fundamental assumption over here that companies, manufacturers will pass on the savings to consumers like you and me. How is anti-profiteering a built-in goal in this GST 2.0?
Of course, the law does provide enough ability for the taxman to look into the books and ensure that the net effect is passed on to the consumers. But Prime Minister Narendra Modi believes in trusting the people of India. You must have seen right from 2014, he has tried to reduce the compliance burden. Over 41,000 compliances have been reduced. He's tried to remove all obsolete laws, and that process continues. He has decriminalized several laws, trusting that the people of India will not do, and sometimes if a small mistake happens, you don't put a person in jail. So we had Jan Vishwas bill, by which many provisions of the law were decriminalized. Jan Vishwas 2 was tabled in the parliament and is before a joint committee now to be appointed by the Honorable Speaker, in which 355 more provisions will be decriminalized. We are working on many more steps for ease of doing business. Our basic ethos of Prime Minister Modi's government is trust. People trust Prime Minister Modi. Therefore, he trusts the people of India. It's a two-way trust. And therefore, we are confident. I'm in dialogue with several industry associations. All have committed, all without exception, that they will ensure full pass-on of the benefit of GST reduction. And they have thanked the Honorable Prime Minister for reposing such faith and confidence in Indian business. They have all committed to promote and invest further Make in India so that we can have more and more Swadeshi goods. And as consumers, I think 140 crore Indians today have resolved that wherever possible, we will only use Swadeshi goods so that our brothers and sisters get more opportunity, get more jobs, get more income, and the nation can grow in an inclusive fashion where everybody benefits.
Then there's the demerit tax. It's also called the sin tax. I know the government has not called it the sin tax per se, but that word has gone around. There are those who suggest, and it's not my opinion, so don't come down harshly on me, that the government shouldn't be deciding what is sinful for a citizen. In this case, obviously, tobacco consumption. But then, of course, there is the entire issue of the wellness of our citizens. There's an ethical issue, there's a health issue, there's an economic issue. How do you look at this?
You know, very often what is good for a person is not recognized by him on himself.
Yeah.
You need to tell him that. So when you go to see a movie, after all, don't you see that advertisement which shows you the impact
really
of cancer,
Yes.
which you can get by chewing tobacco or smoking cigarettes and cigars?
Yeah.
We are all aware how much obesity and sugar and blood pressure and all these problems, how fast they are growing in the nation. Prime Minister Modi has consistently talked about preventive healthcare. It's not only curative, but preventive healthcare and wellness. That India should be a fit India, healthy India, has been his thinking always.
Yeah.
And I think towards that end, he has taken a very wise decision. Sometimes you've got to help people understand what's good for them.
Yeah.
And I think this is a small effort to also ensure that consumption of these goods are at the cost and risk of the person. I think more and more people will become aware that these are not good for them. That is in the best interest of the country.
A final question. There's a lot which is aspirational also. Air conditioners, which were considered a luxury item and which the governments, all governments have called a luxury item in the past, is now called aspirational. And I suggest that that's what it is. It is aspirational. In so many senses, it's a realistic requirement. The tax structure on that has come down a great deal. The tax structure on cars of a certain size and length has come down as well.
The common man's car.
And that obviously appeals to a massive middle class, which is earning and
Two-wheelers.
And two-wheelers under 350cc as well. So how is that a key focus also?
Well, the middle
Young people working,
we are very
getting
proud.
into it.
We are really very proud of the middle class of this country. They have become middle class. They have come up the ranks. 25 crore people have come out of poverty and have come into the middle class during Prime Minister Modi's regime, the highest ever in a decade. And the middle class contributes immensely to the economy. They contribute through their work, they contribute through their sheer talent and skill. The middle class also drives the economy forward. And they deserve to get a good deal. Therefore, the income tax up to 12 lakhs was made zero.
Yeah.
Or 12,75,000 for salaried income earners.
Yeah.
Now with this GST reduction, they'll also have the ability to improve their quality of life. And this is a continuous effort Prime Minister has had for 11 years. And will continue to have for another 22 years till we reach the goal of Viksit Bharat in 2047. Yeah. So I think this country will be eternally grateful to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This country will see rapid transformation further towards ease of doing business, towards ease of living. Decriminalization will be accelerated. We will focus on certain sectors so that growth opportunities increase. We will focus on making sure there's inclusive growth and sustainable growth in the country. I think this is the beginning of a virtuous cycle of growth, which Prime Minister Modi has taken it upon himself to offer the people of India. In the next 22 years, as we grow from a $4 trillion economy to a $30 trillion economy, the nation will make sure that every child born in India will be a proud citizen of India, will have a good quality of life, a prosperous life. The nation will certainly fulfill Mahatma Gandhi's mission of Swachh Bharat, Mahatma Gandhi's mission of Swadeshi Bharat. Right. I think every single program Mahatma Gandhi had promoted, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is taking forward his vision, his mission. And I think the nation today stands behind Prime Minister Modi as one united nation, supporting Prime Minister Modi's efforts.
Well, there's a lot over there in the GST. Thank you so much, sir, for speaking to us. Let's hope it works out and it spurs consumption, which is what the big goal is. Well, there you have it, the Minister Piyush Goyal, someone who's known really about what the overall goal over here is. It's called GST 2.0. The fact that it's been accepted in this manner across the country, across states, is an indicator that the need to simplify the structure, bring it down to 2 tax slabs, and the big effort at trying to spur consumption as a means of driving growth, but also helping millions of citizens across our country remains a huge priority.
Hello, Moto.
Moto G96 5G. All eyes on you.
That's huge. That is a biggie. It's on the
गोल्ड प्लस क्लियर ग्लास, पार हो या नियर, सब कुछ दिखे क्लियर।
ब्रेकिंग न्यूज का जमाना है, सबको तिल का ताड़ और राई का पहाड़ बनाना है। ऐसे में जनता के जूते के अंदर फंसा कंकड़ कौन देखे? बड़े बड़े मुद्दों के शोर में जमीन से जुड़े मुद्दे अक्सर खो जाते हैं, लेकिन देश तरक्की तब करता है जब जनता के माथे की शिकन हमारी हेडलाइंस बनती है। मैं सैयद सुहेल भारत को जीता हूं, भारत की बात बताता हूं, एनडीटीवी इंडिया पर।
We'll go in a bulletproof vehicle, which is a make in India bulletproof vehicle.
अच्छा, ये हिंदुस्तान में बने?
जी, आइए तो आपको लेके चलते हैं।
आइए चलिए। तो ये महिंद्रा की गाड़ी है?
जी सर।
और बुलेट प्रूफ है पूरी तरह से? कितने एमएम की बुलेट रोकती है
ये? 7.62 mm की।
7.62 तक रोक देती है?
जी।
और बॉम्ब प्रूफ भी है नीचे?
जी।
माइन वाइन हुआ तो?
माइन के लिए स्टील प्लेट
है नीचे।
So like you were talking about, ये anti-terror operation में forward post में it's a life saving.
Yeah, it's
very important
thing. So it's wonderful कि अब हम ये सारी इक्विपमेंट ये हिंदुस्तान में बन रहा है।
वेलकम मिस्टर आमिर।
थैंक यू। वेलकम।
ये हमारी अमर ट्रेनिंग नोड है। अमर मींस आर्मी मार्शल आर्ट्स रूटीन।
ओके, आर्मी मार्शल आर्ट्स।
अनआर्म्ड कॉम्बैट, जब भी कभी हमारे पास कोई हथियार ना हो तो हैंड टू हैंड फाइट में
गन नहीं हो। हाँ,
आइए आपको
जी दिखाइए।
सबसे पहले नाइफ की फाइटिंग दिखाएंगे कि अगर नाइफ के साथ फाइटिंग है, हमारे पास वेपन नहीं है, राइफल नहीं है, तो हमारे पास नाइफ हो सकता है। फिर हो सकता है कि हमारे पास कभी संतरी हमें साइलेंट करने पड़ते हैं, कि कई बार कुछ होता है हमें कहीं पे रेड प्लान करनी है, कोई ऐसा ऑपरेशन जाना है, दुश्मन के पास वेपन है, हमारे पास नहीं है, जहाँ हमें साइलेंटली किसी के ऊपर अटैक करना है, तो वो चीज़। दुश्मन के पास राइफल है, हमारे पास नहीं है, फिर उसको कैसे टैकल करना है, उस चीज़ का आप लोग
दिखाइए। ये लेफ्ट का हाथ यहाँ क्यों होता है?
लेफ्ट का हमारी डिफेंस के लिए होता है।
अच्छा, डिफेंस के लिए।
कि हम वी आर अटैकिंग एट समवन कैन हिट अस।
One hand is defending
we will use for defense and with the other we attack.
Right. Okay.
We see the problems, but you as a social entrepreneur see the solutions. You are not just creating solution, you are creating a future where everyone has a chance to thrive. For the change makers, the innovators, the ones building a better world, one solution at a time. The Adani Green Talk Social Impact Awards are created for you. Green Talk Social Impact Awards 2025. Coming soon.
Other opposition parties. They argue, I conclude. They deflect, I drill down. This isn't a free-for-all. It's a reckoning. No filler, no fog. Only the facts and where they lead. Every night at 9, the case closes because the buck stops here.
Vanakkam Tamil Nadu.
Well, the battle for Tamil Nadu 2026 is open now.
After Chief Minister Stalin rolls up his sleeves.
And Vijay steps in as a star challenger.
This is a mass gathering, not for cash.
Meanwhile, a former Chief Minister, Edapadi.
On Nationwide at 6 today, we are going to focus now on the flood, the devastation and the sheer loss of life that has happened across North India. From Delhi to Punjab, from Himachal Pradesh to Jammu Kashmir and all the way till Uttarakhand, rains have continued to lash, rivers have raged and lives have been torn apart. In fact, fields lie completely submerged and homes have been destroyed. Infrastructure has also been very badly battered. NDTV has been on ground with its team of reporters getting you all aspects of the worst hit regions, capturing the human tragedy and the scale of destruction that has actually happened in the flood fury. And let me put out and give you those visuals. This is Punjab for you, Ajnala, Jalandhar and Firozpur. These visuals, viewers, tell you just the scale at which there has been devastation in Punjab. All districts of Punjab have been impacted by this. It faces its worst flood since 1988. All 23 districts hit